Hello and welcome to today's prenatal Pilates video for month 7. How exciting! I feel like time has literally flown. I'm sure it's a little bit of a mixture for you of time flying and also feel like it's going really slowly. I hope you're feeling great today. I hope your energy levels are good. Um, can you believe we're already in month 7? So welcome to trimester 3. Very exciting stuff. Today, you're only going to need a resistance band for the workout, so nothing else except perhaps a pillow if you find that really comfortable to sit on. I have a wall behind me, which is always useful to have, especially in seated work. So, what can you expect to feel now that you're in your third trimester? Well, we're all unique, right? And I'm sure you have had your own journey thus far. But remember, we spoke about hormones called relaxin. So, those hormones are released into your system to help you be more flexible for delivery. So that might mean that you might feel a little bit more flexible than usual. So if you tend to be quite a bendy person in general, then you might have to work a little bit harder to pull back in certain moves rather than to let yourself go too far. We won't really be working on much flexibility stuff though. All right, so with that said, a few little facts about where your baby's at in terms of development. So your baby can now see, hear, and taste, and its sucking reflex will be pretty developed by now. So it'll be sucking its thumb or fingers. So there's some really exciting things happening in the third trimester, of course, but please always just take care of yourself and keep some water nearby just to stay hydrated. Okay, grab your TheraBand and I'll see you on the mat. Okay, everybody, welcome to class. We're going to be starting today on all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. So, bringing yourself into this position, just make sure that your fingers are pointing forward, your knees are underneath your hips, and your shoulders are above your wrists. Great job. From here, we're going to take a really gentle cat-cow through the spine. So, on your inhale, you're going to slowly arch into the lower back, letting your tummy release towards the ground and lift your chest. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, gently rounding into the lower back, tailbone rounds towards the floor, hug your belly in, let your head relax down, press the floor away, and again breathe in here. Moving on your exhale to your cat or to your camel, lifting your chest, pressing the ground away. Big inhale, releasing your tummy. Exhale, feel as if you're hugging your belly in, lifting up, rounding through the lower back as well as the upper back. Watch that you haven't pulled your bum back towards your heels here. Keep the knees above the hips or underneath the hips. Let's go for 2 more. So inhaling to arch. And exhale, move, rounding into the spine. Breathing into the sides of the lungs. And exhaling to move back into your camel. Lifting the chest, inhaling for the pause, and exhale, round, tuck, let your head relax, big breath into the sides of the lungs. Now stay in the rounded spine position for me, please, and I want you to imagine that you had a big tail and you're going to sway or swish your tail from side to side. So essentially, I'm moving my hips left and right, trying to keep a rounding through my spine. And by doing this, I'm going to get a little bit of a stretch over the lower back area. So let's go for about 6, 5, let your shoulders move, 4, 3, keep rounding through the spine, 2, 1. Well done. Now open the knees,
A little wider than hip width distance, you can bring your big toes to touch and sit your bum back towards your heels. Slowly stretch your arms forward, releasing your forehead to the mat. Now, if you feel like your lower back needs support here, you could always take your pillow and place it underneath your tummy and just use that for a little bit of gentle support. Okay, similarly for your head. So whenever you're in shell stretch or child's pose, you're welcome to use any support you feel you might need here. So we're going to really focus on the breath again. We're going to take a big inhale into the sides of our lungs, so filling up the left and the right sides of our lungs. And then exhaling completely. Let's take 3 more breaths here, filling the left and the right sides of the lungs. So visualize that lateral sideways expansion of the ribs. Breathing down into the lower back and into the pelvic floor. Last 2 breaths, breathing into your mid back, breathing into your upper back. Last breath, visualizing 3-dimensional expansion on your inhale. And then on your exhale, let's move both hands, both arms over to the left-hand side of your mat. So you're stretching along that diagonal over to the left. By doing this, you should feel a nice stretch over the right side of your body. Breathe down into that lower right side of your tummy, the right side of your lungs, right side of your lower back. Try and relax your shoulders and your cheeks and your jaw. 1 more breath here on this side. And then let's walk it on over to the other side of our mat. So both arms over to your right. Again, visualizing your breath down into that lower left side of your tummy, the left side of your lungs, the left side of your shoulder blades. 1 more breath here. Well done. And then walk your hands back to the center, to the middle. Bring yourself back up onto all fours. Okay, so with the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, we're going to try and find our neutral spine. So you can take a little cat-cow into the lower back until you find a happy medium for the lower back. So we're not rounding, we're not arching, we're just right. Perfect. From here, you're going to stretch your left arm forward, and as you reach it forward, think about touching the wall in front of you. So stretch it forward. Make sure that the rest of your body hasn't changed, and then take your left hand back down to your mat. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, right arm reach. And inhale, float it down. Exhale, left arm. So as we change from arm to arm, I want you to try and keep as steady in the rest of your body as possible. So as if you were balancing a cup of tea on your lower back, and as you switch from arm to arm, you don't let your hips move from side to side. You're not letting your pelvis move from side to side. Let's go for 2 more. And last time. Well done. Now bring yourself off of your wrists briefly. Come into kneeling. You're going to squeeze your bum just a little bit, tuck your tail just a little bit, reach your arms forward. Nice, as if you were literally reaching to give someone a hug. You're going to keep your right arm reaching forward and take your left arm back. Okay, now a little bit of imagination is needed here. I want you to imagine you're pushing the wall in front of you away, but as you do that, don't scrunch your shoulder up towards your ear. You're going to push the wall in front of you away, push the wall behind you away, but keep your pelvis pointing forward. Don't let the lower back arch on me. Guys, keep that neutral spine, keep the neutral in the lower back.
So push the walls away, and then you're going to swap. Push the walls away. Inhale through center, exhale, twist, keeping the shoulders relatively low. Inhale through center, exhale, twist, but you're pushing the walls away, keeping the pelvis nice and neutral. Let's go for 4. Reach. 3. Reach. 2. Reach, keeping the head on top of the pelvis. And last one, reach. Good, and then slowly take those arms back, shake them out, place the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips again. So you should just be able to shift yourself forward. Now from here, tuck the toes of your left foot under, stretch them back behind you, and then see if you can lift that left foot off of the ground, okay? So the knee is nice and straight. From here, you're going to let the left foot lower and lift. Lower and lift. Now I want you to see if you can try and find the sensation of your right hip. So the knee that's bent on the ground. Try and feel that right hip as if it's literally perfectly centered in the ball and socket joint. Okay, so do your best to make sure that your hip hasn't collapsed over to the right. It's not sinking into the left. It's literally hip above knee. Okay, 5 more. 4. 3. 2. Last one, see if you can lift and hold. Okay, opposite arm reaches forward. From here, keep your spine neutral as you bring your hand in towards your knee in towards your hand, and reach and stretch. Bring it in, reach and stretch. Now the tendency here, guys, is to pull your bum back as you bring the knee in. Okay, it makes it a little bit easier. But remember, right hip stays above right knee, and that really makes the shakes come alive. Last 3, 2, 1, and place it down. Well done. So right hand down, left knee down. Let's go ahead and take that right leg back. Reach. Keeping the left hip above the left knee. Float that right leg up. And we're going to take it down and up for 10. 9. Keep your breathing. So it's a nice and steady breath that works for you. But as you breathe in, you're thinking about breathing into the sides of the lungs, breathing into the tummy, breathing into the lower back. So very 3-dimensional breath. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Hold. Opposite arm reaches long. And we're going to bring the hand in towards the knee in towards the hand. Remember not to shift your bum back as the knee comes in. So don't let that left knee become more bent. Let's go for 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And place the left hand down, place that right knee down, take a shell stretch. So open the knees, untuck the toes, sink it back. Come back to your breath. Taking 2 more breaths here. And last breath here. Well done. All right, we're coming back onto the wrists, but before we do, you're going to reach your arms out in front, press an imaginary wall away, and you're going to take your right arm up, left arm down. Okay, so I want to imagine that I'm holding the ceiling up with my right hand, and then I'm going to side bend down to the left, and imagine I'm pushing the floor down with my left arm. Right arm up, left arm down, and I want you to open up that right side. Look up towards the ceiling. Now try your best to keep equal weight in your knees. Okay, so you're not just dumping down into your left side. And then use the muscles on the right side of your tummy to bring yourself up, and then left arm up, right arm down. So left shoulder blade is elevated, right shoulder blade is drawn down. You're holding the ceiling up, you're pushing the floor down. Make sure that you haven't poked your hips over to the left. Keep your bum squeezed on. Inhale into that exposed side, and then one more. Each side. Right arm up, left arm down. Try and really isolate it into your rib cage area. One more time, left arm up, right arm down. Hold, really reach out of yourself. And then bring it back. Very nice. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips again. Very similar move to what you just did, but now we have the feedback from the floor. Keep your right hand on the ground. Left arm is going to open up towards the sky. Big inhale here. And we're just going to place the left hand down and swap over to the right. Okay. So as you do this, try and keep your lower body relatively still. And swap. Keep on swapping. And release. And swap. And release. And swap. Can you go for 4? 3. And 2. And 1. Very, very nice. Well done. Okay, from this position, you're going to bring your left leg, your left foot out in front and come up into this half kneeling position. All right, from here, you're not going to let that pelvis drop forward and down, but I want you to gently tuck. Okay, so hug your belly in just a little bit. We don't want to max that out, it's just a gentle feeling so that the tailbone can lengthen into a neutral position. From here again, reach your arms forward. Hang out here for a second and visualize right hip being perfectly centered in the hip socket. Okay, and it's going to stay that way. Right arm is pushing the wall in front of you away, left arm is going to reach back. We've done this before in normal kneeling. Push the walls away, squeeze the shoulder blades at least away from the ears a little bit. Good. Now without letting any wobbles happen in the lower body, without losing control, can you rotate to the other side? Keep your right hip pointing to the right, left hip pointing to the left. So 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. You're not letting anything change in the pelvis, okay? Keep the pelvis nice and square. And swap. Good. Let's go for 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Very nice. Let's take both hands down. Swap over to the other side. Right foot forward, left leg back. Come up. Kneel. Little tuck just to facilitate that neutral lower back. Gentle feeling of hugging your belly in. Reach the arms forward. Left arm's going to push the wall away. Right arm's going to reach back. This can be pretty wobbly balance-wise. And let's swap it over. So literally just feel your rib cage rotate on top of that pelvis. Nice. The pelvis is a fixed point. Rib cage is moving. Let's go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. To be strangely burny in the shoulders, and 1. Well done. Both hands back to the ground. Slide that right foot back and grab a hold of your TheraBand. Now we're still kneeling, so if you feel like your knees need a bit of a break, you can always put a pillow underneath them, or you can double up your mat and just use that to soften and cushion the knees. All right. Otherwise, we bring the hands on top of our band. Okay, you don't want too much resistance here, but just see what you can handle. Your left hand is going to pull into the band. You're not going to pull that way. You're going back towards your bum, okay? So, up and back. Slowly release. Don't just let it whack back to the ground, okay? Come down. Other side. Okay, and pull, squeeze the shoulder blade in towards the spine. Slowly release. And swap. And as you pull, just like when you were in our shell stretch, when we were actually doing our hand to knee movements earlier on, I was encouraging you not to let your bum pull back towards your heels. Same thing here. Keep your shoulder above your wrist in your stabilizing arm, and you'll work a whole bunch harder than if you let yourself sneak back. 5. Getting you nice and strong in the postural muscles here. 4. Because these muscles tend to get a little bit tired and weak, especially with breastfeeding and carrying of your baby. We want to allow your back muscles to be nice and strong. Last 2. And 1. Well done. Okay, shake it out. Take a moment. Maybe even take a drink of water. Awesome. You've had your drink of water. Pop your TheraBand down, and you're going to bring your left foot out in front again into your half kneeling position. All right, now from here, you're going to reach both arms up. Reach a little bit higher. Try and open up through the sides of your body. Try and imagine you're pushing the ceiling up above you. Okay, right arm is going to stay up. Left arm is going to push down. So I'm pushing up the ceiling, I'm pushing down the floor. I want you now again to keep your pelvis as steady as possible, and you're going to swap. Left arm up, right arm down. So I'm trying to push down into the floor. I don't know if you can see my right hand. I'm pushing down towards the ground. And then I'm going to swap. As I swap, I create an opportunity for myself to kind of wobble and lose balance. That's kind of where the work is to transition, keeping things nice and steady. 3, really reach up, push up the sky. Push, push, push up and down. 2 and 1. Very, very nice. Take the hands down to the mat. Swap which foot is in front. The right foot comes forward. Left foot back behind. Bring yourself up, nice and controlled. Well done. Reach your arms up. Lengthen, open up the sides of your body. Keep the left arm up. Right arm is going to push the floor down. There's a side bend happening here. And as you transition over to the other side, minimal movements in the lower body. Inhaling as you reach each side. Exhaling to move. Going for 6, 5, 4. Just make sure you're not hiking up your right hip. 3, 2, almost had a speed wobble there. The last one. Very nice. And then take your hands back to your mats, slide your right foot back, and then we're coming back into our last set of rotational band pulls. So the same exercise you did with the band a couple moments ago. So your right hand is down on the band, and we're just going to alternate from side to side. You're pulling back, not forward, okay? So we want to feel the shoulder blade draw in towards the spine, and then slowly allow the band to come back. If you just let that band kind of snap back, you're only doing half the work, and it's not the best for the shoulders. Okay, and remember, as you pull, you want to try and keep the stabilizing shoulder above the wrist. Try not to let yourself pull back as you pull into the band, okay? Don't shift back. Going for 3. This is hard going. This is not easy. 2. And last one. Well done. Slowly take it down. Amazing job. Shake out those shoulders. Well done, everyone. So from here, we're going to come into a little bit of standing work. So make your way up into standing, and we're going to have ourselves just hip width distance to begin. You can see I've got a ridiculously long TheraBand. Yours does not need to be this big. I just cut mine very generously. So you're going to glue your elbows in at your sides, really, really strongly glue them in. And you're going to pull into the band. So the band pulls, or you pull the band, and then you slowly bring it back to center. You're going to pull, slowly bring it back. Now keep on going, and I'll add a little bit more concentration here. So as you pull, just make sure that you don't let that happen, okay? So we're not letting the lower back arch or the ribs flare as we pull. You're keeping your connection to the front of your body. Imagine you were closing your rib cage down, okay? Lower back stays long, the back of your neck stays long, and your chin stays tucked. Let's go for about 8 more if you can. As you pull, and I see this all the time as people get tired, the elbows start to pull away from the body, and also we turn it into a bicep curl. So keep the 90-degree angle, okay? So don't let it become that. Palms and forearms parallel to the ground. Last 3. Pull. 2. Pull. Last 1. Pull and shake it out. That's tough. That move never seems to get any easier, and I've been doing it for many years now. It's really good for the rotator cuff, the muscles of the shoulder joint. Okay, so for the next little bit, you're going to stand on your band. All right, now the tighter you hold on here, the more difficult the moves are going to be. So just make sure that you're not holding on too tightly. All right. Now, we're going to bend into our knees, and I want you to think about your knees going over your second toes. So they're never going to cave in, okay? Knees are generally going to go out towards the band. Now, you're going to take a big step. You're going to kind of pull out into the band, big step over to your left, bend into your knee as you step down, lean into that left foot, and slowly bring the back foot in, okay? Step, transfer, lift, bring it back. Okay, so if you've got more space, feel free to take as many steps as you can over to one direction, let's say up to 5 steps. But if you're just going the length of your mat, then we're going to go 3 times up and down. Okay, we're going to repeat this again though anyway. So we've done once up and down. Let's go back down the way we came. Nice. These are called monster walks. The more you bend into your knees, the more you're going to hopefully start to feel your legs, and in particular, your glutes start to burn. Now, lower back, I don't want you to be poking those ribs forward and massively arching into the lower back. Think about keeping the ribs closed. Yeah? Very nice. Almost there. One more time up and down for now. Just getting a sense of the band as well. I'm starting to feel the burn there now. Hopefully you are too. Once more back. Okay, almost there. And then just make your way to the center of your mat. Okay. Well done. Okay, so standing relatively at the center of your mat, we're going to come into a little bit of balance work. So if you need to hold on to something, then please do. But otherwise, I'm going to take my weight into my right leg, my right foot. I'm going to open my left leg out to the left-hand side. Okay, I don't want to lean over towards my stabilizing leg, but maybe I can hover that left foot off of the ground. Okay, hover and hold, and then take it back. Now I've got a bit of resistance there. Remember, I was parallel with the feet. I moved my foot out to the side, and then I'm going to lift and hold. Okay, contract your glute on that left hand side, and then pop your foot back down. Inhale to prepare, lengthen, close the ribs, hug your belly in, and lift and hold. Good, and then release it back down. So as soon as the foot lifts, you should feel your leg, that outside portion of the leg, start to feel like it's taking up a little bit of resistance, which it is. 4 more. And release. Good. Last 3. Woo-hoo. Balance, balance, balance. And release. Last 2. And release. Last one. See if you can lift and hold and pulse into the band for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it down. Transfer to the other side. Okay, I'm going to step my right foot a little bit out to the right. My left knee is slightly bent. I'm not letting that left knee cave in. No, no, no. And then I'm going to lift, hold, and release. Lift, hold, and release. Good. Lift, hold, and release. I don't know about you, but I feel both legs working pretty hard with this. Lift, hold, and release. 2 more, and lift, hold, and release. Last time. Lift, hold, and then see if you can pulse into the band for 10, 9, 8, 7. You're welcome to put your foot down between each one. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it down. Oh, well done. Great job. Okay, so back into our second set of monster walks. Bend into the knees. You're kind of thinking bum back, okay? Don't massively arch into the lower back though, okay? Think about the lower back being nice and long. And then walk. Don't let that back foot just shoot in, okay? Just like when we were pulling the band earlier, part of the work is that slow, controlled return. Very nice. Keep it going. You should feel that kind of burniness almost wrap around the thighs. Almost went out of the screen there. Want to get an equal step. So you can get a little lower now into the legs. Good. One more time up and down. Keep it going, keep it going. And you've got literally just the journey back up the mat. Can you feel the burn? Hope so. Good, and release. Okay, step off the band. Amazing, great job. So from here, we're going to come into a little bit more pulling work. So I'm going to place one end of the band on the ground. All right, so the right hand side of the band is on the ground. Put your right foot on the band. This is going to stabilize. Now, just make sure you got a good solid stance on the band there, because if you take your foot off, the band will maybe flick back at you. So just be careful of that. Really, that's the worst that can happen. So I'm going to step my right foot onto the band, and as you can see, my left foot is behind my right. Okay, so right foot is on the mat, left foot is off the mat, slightly staggered. I'm going to bend into my right knee. Left knee is just there to support me, left leg is just there to support me, and I'm going to pull into the band with my left arm. Okay, so you see my elbow is going to go up and back towards the poster, up and forward. My elbow is not stopping at the top there. I'm going to continue the journey, and I'm going to draw my elbow and my shoulder blade back, down, come up and forward, and then take it there. Okay, so don't just pull up, complete it by squeezing the shoulder blade back and towards the spine. Take it up and forward, and then down. Yes. Try going for 5. As you pull, keep your ribs down. So an exhale to pull is going to be quite good. Last 4. And pull. And 3. So again, we're working the back of the shoulder. Some of your neck muscles might switch on here, but you want to think low with the elbow. That'll help if you're feeling necky. Last time. And pull. Very nice. Release it down. Good. Straight over to the other side we go. So pop that band underneath your left foot. Right foot steps back. Okay, give yourself as much resistance as you feel you can handle. All right, and remember, elbow is going to go up. Just get a good grip. Elbow is going to go up and back, up and forward. The more resistance, obviously the more difficult this is going to be. Ribs stay closed. Exhale to pull. Inhale to come back. Exhale to pull. Inhale to come back. Let's go for 5. And back. And 4. And back. And 3. And back. Last 2. And back. And last 1. And back, and slowly come out of it. Big step forward with the right foot. Great job. Okay, take an under grip on your band again. Bring your feet parallel hip width distance apart yet again. Okay, elbows glue in at your sides, and we're going to pull for 10. Back to the silly waiter is what this is called. 9. As you exhale, pull. 8. Collarbones go really broad and wide. 7. Last 6. And 5. Keep the ribs closed. 4. And 3. Almost there. 2. And 1. And release. Shake it out. Amazing job. From here, you're going to take your band forward. Okay, so I'm going to take a side view here just so that you can see my legs. And I'm going to come into a little baby lunge. Now, if you've been advised by your doctor not to do any split stances where your legs are in 2 separate directions, if you feel too much pressure on your pelvic floor here, then you're going to keep your feet parallel. Okay? Otherwise, you can step your right foot back, just a little step back. Little gentle tuck of the tail, bend into the front knee, okay? And then you're going to pull the band apart and then slowly release. Now, as you pull, please don't shrug your shoulders up, okay? So think about your shoulder blades drawing together towards the spine as you pull and then bringing them back the way. Let's get a bit more space here. All right, and pull and release. Good. As you pull, don't let the ribs open up and flare, okay? Keep them closed.
5. And release. Manage the resistance. I need you to feel the shoulder blades move as you pull, not just your neck. 3. And 2. And 1. And big step forward with the back foot. Swap. So right foot's going to be in front, left foot's going to come back behind. Little tuck. So just to open up that front hip. Remember, you're not going super deep, even if you could, into the stretch. Reach your arms forward and pull. 8. And back. Really try and find the shoulder blades. Meet them together at the spine. 6. And 5. And 4. Almost there. 3. Last. 2. And 1. Bring it back. Big step forward. Shake out those shoulders. Well done, everybody. So, last little bit of work. We're going to come down onto our side, onto our forearm. You've done loads of this, okay? So you know that when we're on our side, we're not letting our shoulder blade or our bottom side of our body sink down towards the mat. Okay, so take enough time to get into position. I know it's not that easy to get to the floor, so take as long as you need. And press the floor away. Your bottom knee is going to be bent underneath you, and I want you to bring your top knee up so that it's hovering. Okay, just bring that bottom shin out in front as well. Okay, so from here, squeeze your right heel in towards your bum, and you're going to draw your circle. Okay, remember, as we draw these circles, we want to lift the side of our waist away from the floor and keep the ribs closed, especially as the knee goes up and back. We tend to want to flare those ribs. 5. 4. Keep pressing that bottom leg down into the mat. 3. 2. Keep your ribs closed. Don't let your head hang. Last one. And reverse direction, opposite way for 6. 5. 4. That reversal is tough, isn't it? 3. 2. And 1. Very nice. If you've still got a little bit of juice in the tank, you're going to extend your top leg out in front, bend, squeeze the heel towards your bum, and pull your hip into extension. So pull the knee back, squeeze your bum. Don't let the ribs flare though. Hug your belly in, and then bring it forward. Extend. Bend. Extend. Good. Inhale here maybe, so that you can get the exhale as you come into hip extension. 2. Last time. Great job. And bring yourself briefly into seated position. And you're just going to move your feet wider than hip width distance. So you come into this seated position right here. Well done. And then you're just going to let those knees windscreen wipe from side to side. So if you think about it, we're kind of working into hip mobility, but we're really strengthening the glutes as well. Last 2, and then we'll take it over to the other side, and then you're done. 1. Well done. So coming onto your right forearm,
Both knees bent underneath you, pressing the ground away, nice and strong and tall. Ribs are closed, neck is long, chin is tucked. All right, bring that top knee or leg into, I guess, the suspended position here. Hug your heel in towards your bum, and you're going to circle. So try and be precise, and just watch that bottom leg. That's really what I'm focusing on. I get like this focused face. And that's when I'm trying to think about both pelvic halves being active. So it's not just the top leg that's working. The two pelvic halves work together. You can't just work one side of your body. I know we kind of talk about our body in that way, but not possible. Everything works together. Last two. And one. And then we reverse, opposite way. So I want you to feel muscular burn here. Okay, if you feel like a click or a clunking or an uncomfortable kind of pain, just make your movement smaller, okay? Last three. Two. And one. Well done. Bring the thighs parallel, and you're going to extend your top leg out long. Bend, pull the heel in towards your bum, squeeze your bum, pull the knee back, and then forward. Extend. Don't sink into the shoulder. Bend and open. 4 more. Forward. Extend. Heel to bum. Knee goes back. Knee goes forward. Leg extends, and bum, heel to bum, and extend. Last time, and reach, and heel to bum, and bring it back, and place it down. Press yourself back up, and we're going to sit on our bum. Put your hands back behind you, and then nice and slow, windscreen wipe for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right. Now, find a comfortable seated position. Now, you might think in your head, well, that's impossible. If you find seated really uncomfortable, then I really encourage you to grab a pillow. I'm actually going to do it. Grab a pillow and literally sit your bum back all the way into the wall behind you, so that you've literally got support for the lower back, the mid back, and then you can even rest your head against the wall. Very comfy indeed. All right, so either sitting in cross-legged or with your legs extended out long, whatever feels good for you. You're going to find a little bit of a chin tuck. Chest broad and wide, ribs relaxed down so we're not flaring them. Your lower back muscles, your mid back muscles can relax. You're welcome to place your hands on your tummy, so one hand on your tummy and one hand on your chest. And we're just going to start to find a nice slow breath, relaxing into the neck and shoulders. If you feel you'd prefer to just prop yourself up on a bunch of pillows and lie straight down, with some support behind you, then feel free to get into any comfy position for your breathing. Calming the mind. Just taking a moment to connect. You've got about 6 more breaths here. As you breathe in, filling the lungs east and west, filling back into the wall. Last 2 breaths. And last breath. Well done, everybody. Great job making it through your first video of the 3rd trimester. So the last 2 videos, or the other 2 videos as part of the 3rd trimester, we'll start to take things a little bit more slowly. So feel free to do these videos interchangeably. I mean, trimester 2 is always there for you as well if your energy levels are through the roof. But just listen to your body. You're so close now. And yeah, keep up the good work. Great job, everyone. See you next time. Bye.